we got to talk about the biggest cameo in Across the Spider-Verse because there's a lot of history behind it and I just want to get it off my chest. But obviously, massive spoiler warning before we get into it. Huge spoiler warning. So if you do not want to be spoiled, make sure you drop a like, follow, come back later. And if you're one of those idiots who goes into my comment section saying, why can't you just wait for the fucking movie to... I gave the spoiler warning. This is for people who have seen the movie. Stop being an idiot. Okay, last chance, really. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm about to put some shit up on the screen that will spoil you. So the biggest spoiler in the movie is the fact that we got Donald Glover as Aaron Davis as the Prowler, obviously from the MCU. And there's just so many layers to this that it's crazy. Like, first of all, look at this image. First of all, seamless it looks. So we have a live action character in an animated movie. And there's just a lot of history between Miles Morales and Donald Glover. So let's talk about it. So back when Spider-Man was being rebooted for the first time, Donald Glover was a prominent character on Community. And with him wearing the Spider-Man shirt in Community, his fans went nuts and started campaigning for him to be the new Spider-Man. And Donald Glover even joined in on the fun saying, yo guys, let's make this happen. Hashtag Donald for Spider-Man. Brian Michael Bendis actually credited Donald Glover as a huge inspiration for creating Miles. We then get introduced to Miles Morales in the comics in 2011, and now we got some precedent for a Black and Latino Spider-Man. Obviously, we all know how this played out. Andrew Garfield was cast as our new Spider-Man, who was then rebooted himself a couple years later. But the Donald Glover and Spider-Man connection never went away. He even went on to voice Miles Morales in the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series, adding more fuel to that fire. But then when John Watts was hired on to make Spider-Man Homecoming with Tom Holland as the new Spider-Man, he was actually someone that was supporting Donald for Spider-Man. He knew Donald Glover's agent and told Kevin Feige, look, whatever we do with this next Spider-Man, I need Donald Glover in it in some way, somehow. And Kevin Feige agreed. So what did they do? He was too old to play Miles Morales at this point, so they cast him as Aaron Davis, Miles Morales' uncle. And what makes this even cooler is that in Across the Spider-Verse, you can see this episode of Community on the television in Uncle Aaron's apartment. Uncle Aaron obviously being the villain, the Prowler, which ties us back to this Prowler. So it looks like the MCU has had a Prowler out there all along. Obviously got into some multiversal trouble, but they need to bring him back for Spider-Man 4 so we can finally get a Miles Morales in live action. Now the only complicated thing is Donald Glover is also going to be the Hypno Hustler in a spin-off Spider-Man villain solo film, but fuck it, it's the multiverse. Either way, this cameo was crazy. I was going crazy, so I just thought you guys should know the history behind it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and as always, like and follow for more.